Okay, so let's begin here where I've just started the record. So in order to get in, first you'll go into Max Tech and you'll go into your lead street and you'll scroll down in your lead street and there'll be a button here that says BuySide. This is the only way you can access it. So it's in your lead street called BuySide. When you click on it, this is your dashboard that you'll get. And it'll say Remax of Michigan at the top left. It'll have your buyers at the top. If there are any right now that have come in through Lead Street or Remax of Michigan, and it'll have all of your listings. The listings will either be active or AB. If you have something in pending, it will not show up. You can also add a listing. This is if you, what actually Dane had said is you can add a listing, like if it's coming soon, you can put that in there to see if there's any buyers currently out there that are looking that match your criteria for this listing, and then you can reach out to their agent. That's the reason this button is here.
So Jen,
Yes.
can we only add listings if their status is coming soon, or can we add listings that we know are coming down the pipe?
What do you mean coming down the pipe?
Meaning, let's say we're gonna have a listing appointment where we know we're gonna meet with a seller in a week or so. Can we put that? We can't obviously put the listing in unless it's in Flex. Is that what you're getting at?
Well, yeah, because I mean,
Okay.
for ethical reasons, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. But at least they would give you a day heads up of, is there a buyer out there, even if they have an agent who matches this criteria, to find a buyer quicker. That's really the main reason why she emphasized adding a listing in there. So otherwise I couldn't see a use for it. And we can go into that later. I'm just going to go through the dashboard real quick here, just to kind of give you an idea of what it looks like. So this is what it looks like when you click on dashboard. Marketing suite is your home valuation site and my leads. So let's toggle this tab first. We've got the home valuation site. Now, when you click on it, it shows you a preview. You can click preview my site. So let's preview Jody's Remax of Michigan home value site. Everybody's will look like this. Same photos in the background, but the difference is it'll have your picture, your name, and your phone number, because it's taking all your contact information from your Lead Street profile. When you scroll down, it'll kind of give the seller an idea of any nearby sales and breakdown. You can start typing in an address. And now I'm going to show you what it looks like for your home valuation site. So that's kind of gives you an idea. And you can put that link on your website. I do suggest putting that link on your website as well. This is what it'll look like when they click. So when they click that they want to know what their home value report is, instantly they'll open up a new link on their phone or on the computer. It'll have your name and your information here, the address that they typed in, the bedrooms, bathrooms, and the square feet. And when they scroll down, it's either going to pull from ePraisal website, the home valuation website, or Zillow, where it's getting all that public data, pulling from all of those. And it'll put 2 or 3 little circle bubbles on what it thinks the home value is based on the current condition of the property. And you can see that this one, even though it says 214,000, that the range is 190 to 238. And you can see that the range is quite different, powered by the home valuation website. And then you can see, do you notice variation in the values above? This is telling them that you can contact Cindy or Jody or whoever the agent is and let them know that you're interested in this property. And see, there's the button there that says contact Cindy. You can put your name. They would put their name, their email, and their phone number. They would say that they're a buyer or that they're a seller or that they're a broker. What is the condition of the property if they want to say that they're the owner, because they want to know if they're interested in selling. What buyers are out there that match their listings and their profile, what kind of condition the property is in. Where are the buyers? You're going to get what they call a heat map. This is all outlined by zip code. Okay, it's not by township, it's not by school district. Ashley Dane said it's by zip code. So you can see the darker it is, the more buyers. Okay, we don't have a lot of buyers over here in Westphalia or Fowlerville or Fowler, but we've got a lot here in Grand Ledge, the 48917 zip code, 48837. So the darker it is, the more buyers. So where this is located in DeWitt, right now, let's say we typed in 48820 for an address and it would plop it here. Then you can see that the heat map is like medium. So we still have a fairly good amount of buyers in there. It will also tell the seller the buyer activity in the last 90 days. What kind of online activity went on the Remax of Michigan website? We have over 1,800 different people in the past 3 months who have been on the Remax of Michigan website. 7 of those were looking at the same school district as the specific address, which in this case I typed in a home in Lake Geneva and DeWitt. So it's saying 7 other people were interested in properties in that school district, 5 of which matched the home price of the home value of that home within DeWitt schools. And 3 of which are looking at that exact bedroom, the 3-bedroom, which we said was this DeWitt home. If we scroll down, it'll give us some quick stats on the zip code for 48820, which you can look at that as well. I'm just going to kind of go past that. It'll tell you the median sold price currently.
Hello.
And the number of homes that are currently in that zip code that have sold. Recent nearby sales, you can move this map around and they can see, oh, there's other homes here in Lake Geneva that have sold, other homes over here on Larkwood, and a few others by the school that have sold. And it'll tell you the actual address they can see as well. Again, contact Cindy if you have any questions. Receive monthly updates. Now, what I want to point out here is even though they get this web link, which they can look at, the important thing for you to remember is that you're not going to get, you will get an email notification that says so-and-so typed in this address, but you're not going to get their contact information if they don't say contact Cindy or contact Jody. If they don't fill it out and say, I want to be contacted, you're not going to get their information. So that's something that you need to remember. You're only going to get their email or their phone number or their first name or their last name if they actually if they decide that they want to be contacted. Otherwise, you'll just receive an email notification that says somebody filled out this address and wanted a home valuation on this address.
So Jen, what you just showed us though, if the client, I'm getting feedback.
Yeah.
Shoot. It must be on my end.
Yeah, I think it is.
It's okay.
You know what, Miss? Maybe you can send an email out separately.
Yeah.
Or
Oh, I
you can
guess
put it
it's
in the
doing it for
chat.
me too. Sorry.
All right, continue. I'll find a way.
Okay. Okay. So that's what I wanted you to understand, that you won't get their contact information unless they put it in there that they want to be contacted by an agent. But that is the information that they'll get, and they'll get all of that right away, just so you know. So that's the home valuation site. Now we're going to go back. And like I said, you can put the home value website, which is up here. It'll say remax-michigan.findbuyers.com/your name. So in this case, Jody Leatherberry. And you can put that on your website. You can put that on Facebook, wherever you want. Make it a Facebook post, LinkedIn, wherever. Now we're going to go back. And under Marketing Suite, it says My Leads. So we're going to click on my leads. These are leads that come over from the Remax of Michigan site or Lead Street. Those are the main CRMs that they come from. In this case, if the person puts their name in here, you'll see it. Right now we have no name provided, but we have the owner's name and address that this person was interested in. They were interested in this exact address. So Jody had been contacted because it looks like March 2nd, yesterday at 9:32 a.m., they said they're interested in this property. So we can see that we can follow up with them if we want to. You'll notice over here where it says home valuation. If you click the +2, it'll tell you the home valuation and what it feels that the home is worth and the price of that home. And of course, you're always going to have between 2 and 3 different types of home values for that as well, for my leads. So if it doesn't have a contact name, it's because the lead did not put their info in there. The address is the property that they inquired about. And chances are they don't have an agent. So in this case, it's going to be hard to contact them because they don't put a name in here. But if you click on the address that they inquired about, it'll open up a new link, which will show you the home value. And similar to what we were just looking on, the bedrooms, the bathrooms, the square feet, the different types of home value ranges. If they click contact Jody, Jody will get their phone number and their email. It'll show you the heat map right here in the zip code. It breaks it down by bedroom in the heat map, by price range, and buyer activity in the last 90 days based on the school district in there, what they're interested in, and the zip code 48821. Again, how many homes were sold in that zip code, the median price, and were there nearby sales. And they can look at the nearby sales. And again, the next button, contact Jody, if they want to get more information on this property. That's under Marketing Suite, your home valuation website, and my leads. Now, the next thing is BMA, the buyer market analysis. This is the main reason why I think BuySide exists, because you have a buyer market analysis for your sellers, and they can get an idea in the past 90 days, how popular is the location of their house? Is there any buyers? Is there 1 buyer, 13 buyers? How many buyers currently match their listing? And should the agent, say in this case, Jody, reach out to those other buyers agents saying, hey, I think you might be interested. So the buyer market analysis, the very first thing you'll do under BMA is it says address, and you'll type in the address. In this case, we'll use my old house, and you'll type in the address right in here. You can edit the details, the bedrooms and the bathrooms, square feet. And of course, we know it's a single family. We can click next. And this is up to you. This part, as an agent, I don't know adjustments. So this is the part where you can decide what you feel would be a lower end home value and a higher end. Or you can use these and you can click on them. Green means you're going to go ahead and show them to the seller, your seller. If you don't want them and you want your own, you can just type them in here. For this case, I'm going to go ahead and click the green. The BMA report is about 5 pages. You can print it. You can email it to them. That's up to you. Then you click next. You can change the range. I'm just going to leave it But if you see what this is this is kind of the hypothetical. If you were to increase or decrease the home value, would you have any buyers? So right now in this property, we don't have any buyers. And we can move and toggle this. We can move and toggle it to the left, or we can move and toggle it to the right. And it'll adjust whether or not you have any featured buyers right now. So you might tomorrow, but for right now at this purpose, we don't have any buyers right now interested looking at this property in Lake Geneva of DeWitt. But for our purposes for the training, I'm going to go ahead and generate the report anyway, because I want to be able to have something to show you. So you'll click that blue button that says generate report. It'll pull all of the public data of this report. It's going to show you a heat map, how many people are viewing this exact property, if anybody's viewed this exact listing in the past 90 days, how many buyers are interested, which it had told us 0, but again, maybe tomorrow there might be a buyer, and how much online activity is in the zip code 48820. Are there any buyers that are currently looking in DeWitt schools right now that we know of? So we'll go ahead and click this blue button here that says view report. It's going to open up in a new tab. And this is what it'll look like. They're all going to look like this. The difference is it'll have your photo, your name, and all your contact information. And down here, of course, you can see it'll have your home valuation website as well. That's automatically generated, can't be changed. Second page is going to say why list with Remax. The third page is going to have real-time home valuation, where it's going to, remember we decided that we wanted to go ahead and include that because we weren't going to do our own. So it pulls in the home value for your seller. This is what your seller would receive when you send this to them. This is what they'll see. Page 4 is a heat map, again, outlined by zip code. The darker the color, the more intense the online activity, the more buyers interested in that area. We scroll down and you can see your branding is on every page. We scroll down to page 5. Here's all the online activity in the last 90 days. How many people have been on the Remax of Michigan website? How many people have seen homes or been looking online for homes in the DeWitt public schools? And how many people, looks like 5, are actually looking in that price range of this home, which has a big price range of, it was like 175 to 238. And we scroll down and your branding will be again on the left-hand side on every page, and it's only 5 pages. So it's not overwhelming. It's very visual, at least in my case, it's very colorful, I think. It's very visual. And it's something that they can just have and you can send it to them. And it's automated. So you can email it to them, you can download it to them, whatever you'd like to do. And or you can send them the link up here, copy and paste the link, which will be a PDF file, PDF document that you can send them. So that's what the BMA is. Again, the BMA link is up here at the top. You've got dashboard, marketing suite, BMA. The next one is my listings. My listings are your listings. Okay, that's the list of all your listings that are active, active backup, or that you've inputted in here that were coming soon. When you look at your list of listings, you can see how many buyers are matched up in that price range to that listing. We've got 13 here. Let's click. We'll click on Jody's listing on Dunlap, and we're going to use him as an example. And you can see it gives you a quick synopsis, the bedrooms, the bathrooms, the school district, the listing date, and what currently the listing price is.
سلام
Did you have a question?
یک کلاس بودش دارم کلاس گوش می‌کنم.
If you click, so under my listings, when we have a list of all of our listings, when we click on one, we can see this is important, and I wanted to point this out. It's a link, and it says, what if I increase or decrease this? this is what Ashley Dane was talking about for this program. What she likes about this is that you can see how many buyers match up with your property based on if you were to decrease the price, say to 98,800, you'd have 13 buyers, or if you increased it, you'd only have 12 buyers, so you would lose one. So it's showing you, without having to change the price in the MLS, how many current buyers there are out there that would match your listing without having to change the price in the MLS. If you brought up the price and increased it to 114,400, you would only have 3 buyers that now could match the criteria of your listing. So this is kind of nice. This is one of the main features that they have built into BuySide, which can be very useful. So when you're trying to find buyers and trying to decide if you should increase or decrease the price, you can go in here and see how many buyers would match your criteria based on what they typed in. And so this is what this shows. And then when you scroll down, you can see criteria from that buyer. If they're looking for 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, if they're looking in Ingham County, and you can see they're all very similar, around 100,000. That's why they fit this criteria. Now, when you scroll down, you'll see this blue banner that says your buyer. That's yours that you have, that you either manually imported, or they came from Lead Street, or they came from Remax of Michigan website. If it doesn't have your buyer, then it's another Remax agent's buyer. And what you can do in that case is you can contact them. So here it says never contacted. So let's click on buyer number 1, because he's not my buyer. This is another buyer from another agent, but they fit the criteria of this home. So I've clicked on this buyer. They have a target price, where they wanted to purchase. Their zip codes down here, and all of their criteria down here that they've either typed in or the agent has typed in. And you can see over here on the right, this buyer belongs to Adrian Lau. You can type in a message here. Hey, I have a property that matches the criteria for one of your buyers. Include the listing with the check and then send email. And it'll say it came from Jody. And then Adrian Lau can take a look at it. Yes, it is possible that they've already seen it in Flex. This was one of the questions that I had earlier. But yes, they can already see the property if it's been in Flex. So you could still send it anyway, just in case they haven't seen it. But it is possible that they've seen the property in Flex, because it's available through the Lead Street service and it's available through Flex as well. So this is where you can contact the buyer's agent, and you can see the buyer's strength. One thing she talked about were the stars. The star strength. Are they ready to buy? Are they pre-qualified? Do they have an agent? Do they have a purchase date? And you can say, so far, Adrian has not put in here that this person has been pre-qualified. They could be, but it's just not in here. It's whatever, you know, the agent had filled out here and when they want to purchase by. So this is your basic info for this buyer. And you can see messages. There hasn't been any messages between you and Adrian Lau. My match listings. This is the Dunlap is the listing that matches this buyer's criteria. So all you can see for the buyer's profile is their criteria. Obviously not any of their contact information, but you can contact Adrian Lau and let her know. So that is the reason for using the tab up here called My Listings. That is the reason for looking at other agents' buyers to see, hey, do you match the criteria for my listing? And you can reach out to them. Now, I am going to point out that they are only other Remax agents. So you can't find buyers from Coldwell Banker, Century 21, Howard Hanna. They're only Coldwell Banker, or you can't get Coldwell Banker. They're only Remax agents. And so that's one of the only downfalls I can see in this program. I didn't really get a good answer from her when I asked. But she just said they don't have access to the buyer's data for those companies. So that is one of the reasons why it's only Remax agents, other buyers agents for Remax of Michigan. So that's my listings and what you can do there. The next tab you can toggle on the dashboard is My Buyers, which is again what you saw under dashboard. And that's where you can look at your buyers that came over from Lead Street. If you click on one of them, you can see their target price. If they've been pre-qualified, you can add public comments is what you as the agent has added. Okay, and you can edit that. You can scroll down and you can look at all the listings that they match. So you can see that one of the according to the MLS, one of the listings that they match is on Pine Tree. And that it gives you a map of where all the listings are and all the criteria that they seem to fit. And if you're using like saved searches or quick searches and Flex, this is very similar, very similar. So you can see a list of all the home criteria that they match based on what they're looking for in a home. You can click on the house. If we want to look at Pine Street and take a look at what Pine Street is, it's a 5-bed, 3-bath home in Lansing schools. And we can look at the match score for my buyer. Is this a good match? 75% a good match. So you can decide if this is something that they're interested in or not, but it'll give you a percentage based on their criteria, based on the program's criteria, whether or not they feel that this is a good home, the perfect home for them. If we click on another buyer, we can see that they match Dunlap. We can click on the house and it's saying 100%. So we have a whole list of buyers who are really interested in Dunlap and they all seem to match 100%. And then we have this buyer who matches at 96% and this buyer who matches at 88%. So that's kind of nice to use, especially if you were looking at Adrienne Lau's client and you wanted to see what their performance score was for matching the listing. And you can say, okay, so Adrienne Lau's client matches my listing 100% based on their search criteria. So I'm going to reach out to her and let her know. So that's under My Buyers. And then we have 2 more tabs here. I'm just going to point out the Add tab. You probably aren't going to use Add Buyer and Add Listing. That's if you're importing or adding someone manually, okay? Because it's only going to pull from Lead Street and Remax of Michigan. Now, if you go to Find, you can find listings. You can find non-MLS listings, which in this case is out of state. That's a question I need to ask Ashley Dane. But if we go to Find Buyers, we can search a list of buyers. Many of them already have an agent, but if they don't, you can send them an email. This is a list of listings that match the buyer's profile. And here's the heat map again, outlined by zip code. And this is the list of all the buyers that we have. And let's say we'll click on the first one. This person is assigned to Missy Lord. On the right, you can see that. So you can send her a message if you have something that is a match for them. And she's put in here, buyers would like at least 1 acre of property that can be a fixer-upper, then they don't have a home to sell. We can scroll back and click on the second buyer, and you can go through all these list of buyers. And you can see, it'll tell you the right-hand side over here where it says buyer's agent, If there's nobody listed, it means they don't have an agent, but many of them do. So in this case, it's Maggie Garrett for the buyer's agent. You can add your listing and send her an email based on the qualifications of her buyer and what she has listed for them. So you can go through the list of buyers and see if they match your criteria of any of your listings, or you can see if any of them have an agent. So that's the reason for looking at the list of buyers. And you can just keep clicking. And it'll tell you right here, my matched listings. If you have any listings that match their criteria. In this case, we don't have any listings that match this buyer. So we can go back and click on another buyer and see if we have any matched listings. This person is again from Missy Lord, looking at St. John's, Williamston, Okemos. They have a lot of zip codes they're interested in, and here's their price range. And I
Hey,
already
Jen,
explained-
I
Yeah.
just sent you a question in Flex or in the chat box.
Okay, so
I guess I can talk now. I'm not getting the feedback, right?
yes,
Yeah, my question is, so that data that Missy had entered on her buyer, where did she go to enter that?
okay. So she might have added manually. If she added manually, it'd be under here. When you go to add buyer, you can add all of this information in here, like the property type, the bedrooms, the bathrooms. If you go to dashboard and you look at my buyers, let's pick one here. Nice. I went too fast. Dashboard, click on my buyers. See the wrench tool right here.
Yep.
Update. You can go ahead and update their search criteria based on their zip codes, number of bedrooms, bathrooms, if they want single family condo. And here you go. And here's where we have no public comments. This is where she would have put it. Right in here. See tiny little where it says public comments. I'm zooming in here. Right here. This is where she would have put it, under public comments.
Okay.
And this is purposely so that listing agents are actually looking at what your buyer wants in the home. So it would go under public comments.
Okay.
And then you'd scroll down and click update. Sorry, this blue button down here. Update buyer. And then when you go back to your dashboard, when they look at your buyer, it'll have the public comments in there. So you just go to the wrench tool and you click update, and you can update their search criteria. And then, yes, and just a reminder, this is all of the leads and the buyers come from Lead Street. And the only other one that it would come from is Remax of Michigan, like their website, whether it came from a registered buyer on the page or open houses, that's where they come from. They're not going to come from other CRMs. It's just limited to those two. And it only pulls Remax data. And then the next thing I'll show you is changing notifications in your profile. If you go to your name up here in the top right corner, under your little picture thumbnail, it'll say my account, view my site, help, and sign out. You can click on my account. You can change your phone number, office phone, name. You can change any of your contact information. You can change your photo. So everything is pulled from Lead Street. So if there's something you want to change, you got to come in here and go into my account and change it. Notification settings right here, notification settings. Email frequency, how often do you want to be contacted? So like we had pointed out that we wanted to, one of Adrian Lau's buyers was matched up our listing to 100% on Jody's listing. So you want to be able to receive that email. or, you know, if she signed up, she wants to be able to receive that email as well. These are all different notifications that you can go through. I'm just showing you where they are. And then the mailing address would be, in this case, the 6607 West St. Joe, Suite 150. But I'm just showing you where you can change all of this information, your contact, your photo, your email notification settings. It's all under the top right, under your name, under my account. View my site under your account. The next one is view my site. If you view my site, that's going to take you to the home valuation site where I showed you to preview looks like this, where everybody will be the same. It'll just have your picture and your contact information in there. And this is where they'll type in their address. And it all looks the same. And again, you can post this on Facebook, LinkedIn, and your website, your Lead Street website or your third-party website. That is all I'm going to go over regarding the dashboard. We went through the marketing suite, the buyer market analysis, your listings, the buyers that came over. If you have any, it might be 0 if you don't have any from Lead Street. Very possible. Finding buyers, and then how to add a buyer or adding like a coming soon listing. And then how to update the search criteria for the buyers that you have. And your dashboard will show you automatically the buyers if you have any. It'll list them first. And it'll show you all of your active or AB listings if you have any. And it'll be right here. And how many buyers match those listings. And these are all hyperlinks here. So we've got 2 buyers that match Griswold, 1 buyer that matches Champion, and 13 that match Dunlap, 1 that matches Stewart, and any emails that were sent between you and the other agent, the other Remax agent. And then we went through what it looks like when they type in their home value. They get a link, a heat map, and how many people are looking in their area where their home is. And I also showed you the buyer market analysis for your seller, where it has their address in here. Why I work with Remax agent, the real-time home values that you could either put in or you can use the ones they give you. The heat map for the zip codes. Are there a lot of active buyers in this area compared to this area, compared to over here in this area? So the sellers can see that. And then the last page, the sellers can see is how many people are looking in the school district of where their home is, and how many are looking in that price range, and how many are online in general in the past 90 days. And everything is always based on the past 90 days. So just keep that in mind. And it breaks it down by price range and breaks it down by buyer, by bedroom. So that was just a run through of BuySide. Do you have any questions? Did I go too fast? Do you want me to go slower in something?
That was good, Jen.